I got some precepts.
All right.
Yeah, I love this
Shalom.
topic.
Yep. Yep.
So,
Khan.
Shalom.
Shalom, Akim. First off, I want to give all praise, honor, and infinite glory unto our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rahakwadash. Call Halam Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rahakwadash. All right. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. All right. It's the brother Malak. Got the brother Arak with me, man. We here to break bread and touch on a very important topic, all right, which is power, all right, because the Lord has given us power from on high, man, and we've received this power, so it's important for us being a nation of kings and priests to be able to understand how to use this power. Okay, use this power in our daily life for good, man. All right, through the Spirit. Okay, whether that be in your finances, your relationship, right? Your, dealing with brothers, right? Your work relationships, right? All these different aspects of your life, it's interconnected with the scriptures and interwoven. But, having this knowledge is a foundation of power. And, we're supposed to use this gift mixed with faith, right? Because if you have faith, then you ultimately, have a form of power, right? And we're supposed to be able to use this to pretty much go up to a higher level, man. All right, so uh yeah, Rock, if you had any precepts, if not, we can grab Acts 1:8. And if you could just read it, I'm gonna pull it up.
Con, I did have something real quick, just
Hmm.
to lay a foundation, so to speak.
Right.
Um, I like bringing this out. This is Genesis chapter 17, and I'll start at verse. I'll jump to the point. This would be. I'll start at verse 6, right? And this chapter is going into you know basically the Most High, making that covenant with Abraham. And he's conveying to Abraham how with this agreement is gonna come, land, is going to come, his seed multiplying, and but most importantly, is gonna come power. Power. That's the topic of this lesson, and we've been given power on a variety of levels. Now we haven't been given power over the heathen yet, right? We haven't been given power over the nations yet, but Yahushua has, right? Yahushua has. He's received all power in heavens and the earth, pursuant to Matthew, the book of Matthew. You know, I forget what exact scripture it is, right? But he's received that power, and now he's given us the power of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, right? Which is a superpower within itself. All right. He's given us the Holy Spirit, which is a power within itself. But I just want to say that real quick. But this is Genesis 17 in verse 6. And it says, "And I will make thee exceeding fruitful, and will make nations out of thee, and kings shall come out of thee. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee in their generations for an everlasting covenant, to be a power," right? Or it's God. I read it verbatim. It says, "To be a God unto thee and to thy seed after thee," right? And that word God is capital G, lowercase o d, right? And when we go into that word in the Hebrew, it basically means power,
Yep.
right? So that's a part of the agreement that the Heavenly Father made with our forefather Abraham. That was passed down to Isaac and to Jacob. Power. And we've received the beginning phases of that power. Through this word. Through this wisdom. you know, and it's no light thing, you know, but you got it, bro.
Yep, that's exactly right. And Shalom, brother. GMS in his likeness. Shalom. Yahabashim
Sh-
Yashabrakatah. But yeah, man, that's a beautiful point, man, because with that power, it's gonna come, you know, with being close to our power, it's gonna come power, and that's something that is coming soon. And like you mentioned, man, these heathen nations, we don't have dominion over them yet, but they are starting to understand that time is coming. All right, when they see us on the highways and byways together, all right, and I'm sure other brothers in the camps when y'all line up to close out, right? Why do people want to walk around all of a sudden? They want to walk around, the brothers, when it's the brothers is on each side, all right, because they sense that power. They sense that strength. You know, it's a reason why that is,
mhm.
man. We're becoming and I've been reading this lately, and I'm gonna pull it up. Isaiah 19, man. This has been hitting lately for me. Isaiah 19 and 16. In that day, Egypt shall be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over it. Right. And, yeah, we know that's talking about Yahweh, right? The Lord is shaking, that Yahweh being his hand, but, also the prophets, man. The prophets is we calling in, Yahweh to come, come save us, man. Right. But then it says, and the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt, and everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid of in himself, because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which he hath determined against it. Right. So, yeah, the counsel of the Lord of hosts, man. Right. And these people is going to be scared of that. Right. They're afraid of that counsel, as that counsel is giving us power, man. Right. Giving the nation of Israel their dominion and dominance back on the planet of the earth, man. So, yeah, with that,
Mhm.
um, we can go ahead and get into the basis of the lesson, which was pretty much, um, inspired by this book, right? The Laws of Power, 48 Laws of Power. Okay, which I'm just going to use as a backdrop on the talking points, which um, I'll say, neither of us brothers, man, are look, man, we just do the work. You know what I'm saying? We neither of us are involved with any kind of Freemasonry or anything like that, man. And we don't uh agree with what they're about, you know. But and this dude Robert Greene most likely is, you know, but uh it's just a good talking point to hearken on, and to have spiritual uh conversation about. All right. So this is it says law number 1, never outshine the master. It says make your masters appear more brilliant than they are, and you will attain higher heights of power. When it comes to power, outshining the master is perhaps the worst mistake of all. Never take your position for granted, and never let any favors you receive go to your head. All right. And of course, of copyright reasons, it's not exactly what it says in the book, but it gets the job done. Um,
Can I get a preset real quick, bro?
hmm
Slack it, bro.
no, you
I
got
didn't
it.
cut you off. Con, because I just wanted to make a quick point because you made an important point. Um, because this ties into the lesson. All right, through the Holy Spirit, we've been given the power to basically go through, you know, books, go through articles, go through, different research and discern, the good from the evil. Pick out the bones, so to speak.
Mm,
But this is Titus chapter 1 verse 15. It says, "Unto the pure all things are pure, but unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure." Right, and I just wanted to back that up because yes, we're reading the 40 laws of we're reading the 48 laws of power, but the book is really irrelevant, because we're filtering it all through the spirit, all through the scriptures. you know,
Right.
and the idea of power has everything to do with the nation of Israel and the hopeful elect specifically, you know. But I just wanted to get that real quick for you, bro.
That's right. And where do they get their all their basis for their knowledge, man? It's from the scriptures.
Right.
You know, that's the foundation of the highest form of power. You know, is what Yahweh Shai did. All these things, you know, Yahweh Shai pretty much walked. All right, he showed these other nations how to rule. You know, and which when you look at Solomon as well, you know, he showed these other nations how to rule, and that's where they get these certain customs from and things of that sort. But uh, you know, want to pull this real quick. This is let's see. Matthew chapter 22, verse 29, it says, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, ye do err, not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of God. Right. And that's why we can relate these spiritual things unto one another. All right. Because this is ultimately only for the elect. All right. If you know you a scoffer on the comment board and or you know just watch you happen to come across this video, yeah, you know you probably won't get it. You know, and that's okay. You know, this is not for a large audience. You know, we don't look to make everybody you know, to include everybody in this these dialogues, man. You know, this is for those who know the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, all right, and know the scriptures, right? Who don't, it says Yahweh Shai answered and said unto them, ye do err not knowing the scriptures, right? Those that don't err knowing the scriptures, right? Those that know the power, it says, nor the power of Yahweh, right? Right. So those that know, this is for the ones that know the power of Yahweh, right? Of Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai. Um, Now going
Okay.
on and getting into the point, okay, right? Never outshine the master, right? Never outshine the master, right? Because you'll look foolish, okay? And a synonym that you can use for the word master, right, is you know, pretty much your boss, right? Or your who your slave owner is. Okay, which when your boss or your slave owner, right, is somebody that who you work for, right? And when you try to outshine them, you look foolish, right? You trying to, you know, you trying to whip the master, you know what I mean? Which is that's foolish, man. It's foolishness. You're gonna be taken out for that, right? And the Lord sent us here on a mission, right? So we can never outshine the Lord and His sacrifice and the things that He's done. Okay, the employee is never looked at in the same light as the owner of the company who went out on his own limb to open up the business and do his own thing. All right, why would an employee ever get that kind of reverence? They never would. All right, simply because they haven't went through the same things. Okay, with you know, relating this thing to a servant, right, which is us, hopefully, you know, Lord willing, right? Versus, you know, Yahweh Shai. We can never outshine him. And there's certain men in you know Israel that are trying to surpass that, right? And
Hmm.
I'm gonna just leave it at that. All right. You can never outshine the master. Okay. Right. You want to be Christ like. Okay. And the scriptures talk about how many you know, pretty much I forgot how it words it, many, you know, Christ like pretty, you know, they're gonna be thinking that they're the Messiah, man. And people's gonna
Hmm.
believe them, you know, in the end days. Talks about that, I think in what Luke 21, or it may possibly, you know, I know it's somewhere in Luke, but yeah, but let's continue on into this parable of the talents. All right, our brothers should know this. Okay, this is Matthew 25 and 14. Says, for the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. Okay. And verse 15, and unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and another one, and to another 1, to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey. Okay, and that's speaking of that man who's passing out them talents is Yahweh Shai, right? Giving us our gifts. Pretty much what your your ability is. Okay, and when you get this word ability, where did it? According to his several ability, there we go. Ability says, right, Donamis, all right, kind of like dynamics, right? Strength, power, ability, inherent power, power residing in a thing by virtue of its nature, which a person or thing exerts and puts forth, power of performing miracles, power and influence which belongs to riches and wealth. Um, so yeah, just power consisting of in or resting upon armies, forces, hosts. Okay, so yeah, right. That's what the Lord has received us or given us, man. Power, and then certain men more, certain men less,
Hmm.
but it's all gonna, it leads to the same conclusion. Okay, wherever power you get is like that penny. Some men have worked in this thing longer, but at the end of the day, it's going to receive that same penny as the ones who just got in. Regardless of how much sweat you done put on the job, you're going to get that same penny, which is a great penny. It's a day's labor. you know I'm just gonna breeze through this, and any points you got, just stop me. I'm just gonna breeze through it for the sake of getting the whole thing at once.
Con, Salakia.
Hmm.
I did have some precepts though,
Okay.
because you had mentioned earlier, um, like that first point, going into not outshining your master, um, because that's an important point because we see that prevalent in Israel today, right? We see that prevalent amongst these other camps. Not going to mention names, right? But you have these heads of these other camps being, they're at the forefront of all the, the flyers, the YouTube posts, the videos. Their faces are on covers, all right, and it's a me, mentality
Yep.
when it comes to these other guys, but that's contrary to the scriptures. So this is Philippians chapter 2 and verse 3. It says, "Let nothing be done through strife or vain glory, but in lowliness of mind let each esteem other better than themselves." Right, and that's going into the mindset that we're supposed to have in regards to you know um, how we come off to the general public. We're not to be exalting ourselves. It also talks about that in Matthew the 23rd chapter. And when you go into that word vainglory in Philippians 2 and 3, it says vainglory, groundless self-esteem, empty pride. Right? It says a vain opinion, error,
Mm.
empty and empty glorying, self-conceit. Right? And it's really offensive to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, considering he's the one who made that ultimate sacrifice, and he hasn't received his due glory. He hasn't received his recognition. So who the hell are any of you guys, to be exalted on this side, right? Like the brother was just going into in Matthew 25. Yahweh Shai is the one who gave out the talents in the first place. He's the one who sacrificed and allowed the comforter, the understanding of the scriptures to be sent down unto us. So who the hell is anybody to be getting put on a pedestal on this side? That's a very dangerous position to be in. But it shows you that these guys don't understand what they're involved in, man. They obviously don't understand, because if they did understand, they would be moving differently. you know
That's right. Yeah, I couldn't agree more, man. Yeah, they would be moving completely differently. They would have a whole different spirit about them,
Yeah.
right? Because the scriptures say in Sirach 3:18, the greater thou art, the more humbleth thyself, and thou shalt
Hmm.
find favor in the Lord, right? And these men, they don't want favor from the Lord. They want favor from men. That's more important to them because that's the nearsightedness of the of the mission for them. You know,
Hmm.
when we want our glory when the Lord comes, right? Because then it's going to be made worth it, right? Because what does Jake do? Jake, the reason why Jake is so bad in our community is when Jake is up, niggas always want to hate. Niggas always think that Jake don't like the Jake that's up, they don't share, right? Like for instance, many NBA players, right? They get the bag, right? They get the first round draft pick. Then they get to the league and they start handing out bags to their families, right? But it's never enough, right? You holding out on me. Where's the love? They think your Howard Shy is gonna do the same thing, right? They don't believe that the greater works that we're gonna receive and that we're gonna receive those many mansions. They really don't really consider that a gift, right? So they are rather trust in man rather than God, man.
God. If I can
So
add, if I
mhm,
can add, that's exactly what's going on with Deion Sanders right now. You got
mhm.
Jake. You got Jake upset that Deion is leaving. Jackson State. Jake is mad about that, but Jake doesn't understand that you know niggas hate niggas, man. You thought he was gonna stay there forever? No, nah, he's gonna go get the bag at Colorado. All right, and you Jake is you niggas are gonna keep doing what you do, which is the value shit. You know, that's just the reality of the situation. You got Jake in an uproar, on social media and whatnot, because he left. But really, they should be grateful because really he got them on a level. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? He got them on a level. But I just wanted to add that, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's our people. Jake is never grateful for any kind of sacrifice, right?
Nope.
Jake is never thankful
Nope.
for any kind of sacrifice. Deion Sanders
Nope.
came, a small school, man, and got them
Nope.
lit. You know, what's her name came up to the school, even though she wicked as hell, but that had so much media coverage.
Brittany Renner.
Yeah, Brittany Renner. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep.
And so all that shit that happened at the school when niggas mad. Oh, he sold out. Nigga go to Colorado. Yeah, get the fuck out of here, man. Jake is never grateful, man. You know.
Nope.
That's like a
Murmurers.
nigga doing the bare minimum and asking for a raise. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Mhm.
You know.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
let's that goes into what the parable is getting into. You
God,
know.
yeah, God.
Yep. Because it's like, man, Jake is never grateful, so the Lord gonna take that away.
God.
Right.
You want me to read it for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me
You
read
could
it
just
for you.
start at verse 14.
Con, this is Matthew 25:14. It says, "For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods, and
Right.
unto the and Con."
Yeah, like we just mentioned though, I'm just want to say this again. That man is Yahweh Shai, and he's delivering them their goods, which are the gifts. All right. And yeah, you could just read through um yeah, 19 all the way through 19. And we'll
Con.
talk about it after.
All right, verse 15 it says, "And unto one he gave 5 talents, and to another two, and to another one to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey. Then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same and made them other 5 talents. And likewise he that had received two, he also gained other two. But he that received one went and digged in the earth and hid the Lord's money. After a long time, the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoneth with them.
Yep. So yeah, this is what happened when, the certain men that had their talents or their gifts, right? They pretty much flipped them, right? They went and got more. They came and got they profited off of their gifts, right? On for the Lord's business. Okay. If you could receive. And then but it was a man that had his gift and he hid it in dirt. Okay. And then the Lord is coming back, right? Off after that long journey, and is like, yo, right? It says after a long time, the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoneth with him. I want to get that word reckoneth real quick. Oh, it says soon Rio. It says to take up together with another or others, or to cast or settle accounts. So yeah, the Lord is settling the matter, because right now it's just a lot of words going back and forth, like the men of the Lord telling people, you're going off, change your ways, fix this, fix that, this is wrong, this is right, right. But then the Lord one day the Lord is going to come and ask for that account. He's going to settle the matter. The repo man is going to come. Or no, we would be the repo man here, but the bank teller is going, the owner of the bank is going to be knocking at the door, man, talking about, look, you got debts to pay off. That was a loan,
Yep.
Uh,
If I can add to, Salaki, brother, if I can add to that word hid, when it talks about him digging a hole and hidden and hiding his talent, that word hid is crypto.
Ooh.
That word is crypto because the word crypto means hidden. But that also this also can apply to, I'll just say certain camps, right, who are not telling their congregation that the MOTB is the implant, right? That could also be considered hiding your talent. If you understand that that's the prophecy, if you understand that the physical implant is the prophecy, then why the hell are you hiding that from your congregation? That's the same thing. It's hiding your talent. And there's gonna be blood on a lot of these guys' hands, bro. There's gonna be blood on their hands.
Man, straight up, bro. We can continue reading. Actually, we could jump down to verse 24, and I'm gonna just give you the summary. The men who did their work, gained favor in the Lord's eyes. But this is what happens to the man who didn't take advantage of the talents that he was given.
You sure you don't want to? We can get through it.
Okay, yeah. Hey, we ain't got nothing but time. I ain't going to the club tonight, so
No,
we can go ahead. Yeah, Khan.
Okay, this is Matthew chapter 25, and I'll start at verse. Let me go back to verse 17, and it reads. It says, "And likewise, he that had received two, he also gained of the two. But he that had received one went and digged in the earth and hid the Lord's money. After a long time, the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoneth with them. And so he that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained besides them 5 more talents. His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord. He also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents beside them. His Lord said unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord. And then he which had received the 1 talent said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strawed. And I was afraid, and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine. And his Lord, verse 26, his Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knowest that I reap where I sowed not, and gather where I have not strawed. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money into the exchangers, and then at my coming I would have received my own with usury, right, or interest.
Yeah. Whew, man.
It says, Take therefore the talent from him and give it to him which have the 10 talents. For unto everyone that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that hath not shall be taken away even that which he hath.
Mm.
And cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness, where there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
Yeah, man. That's that's the result of not taking this talent and flipping it, man. And you thinking that you can just not pretty much not work, man, right? Or hide things and kind of you trying to get it on this side, man. This is money for the Lord. This ain't for you. You got this gift to exalt the Lord. You didn't get this gift to uh boast in ashes, man. All right, because and on a deeper note, hiding hiding your talent in the dirt or in the dead, or in the grave, right? The congregation of the dead, man. These people without wisdom, right? You trying to just keep it in there, right? That when this is for the elect, right? These gifts are for the elect to benefit off of. So,
I got a precept for you,
Con.
just to back you up, because that's a good point too. That's another way of hiding your talents. When you think about it, is casting your pearls to the swine, right? Your pearls being that talent,
Right.
being this truth, this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, which equates into power. But
Yeah.
see if I can find that real quick. Bear with me. This is Matthew chapter 7, verse 6. It says, "Give not that which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast ye your pearls before the swine, lest they trample them under feet and turn again and rend you." Right? And the scriptures also say, he who is filthy, let him be filthy still. So this talent that we've received, which is power, which is pure power, okay, this knowledge and understanding, is only meant for certain vessels. It's only meant for the elect. Those are the only ones who are even going to see it, for what it is. Anybody else is going to completely disregard, this word, this truth. They're not going to see how powerful it is. They don't see how it's actually changing, the thoughts and minds, all right, of the inhabitants of the planet Earth in real time, which is causing prophecy to take place. They can't see it.
Yep. It's a beautiful point, bro. This thing is only for the elect. It's only for the elect. So, yeah, man, and that's a form of thinking you better than the master. All right, and even just the men that taught you, you supposed to, when men that have brought out gifts of yours, right? Because and I've been looking for this precept. I haven't been able to find it, but uh through the spirit, the Lord will, help me find it through the spirit. I may even come back and post it if I Lord will, on a comment. But when you get the word of, pretty much like of a crown, I believe it is the word crown in the scripture, but it goes into your purpose, all right? Because certain men have brought out this knowledge to reveal your purpose unto you, and that goes into a form of your talent, right? And they have been set up to be leaders over you, and you're supposed to have that respect for them, you know that keep that pureness of the doctrine, okay? And pretty much feed the flock, man, right? Keep things alive, right? Not lead people into the congregation of the dead, man. Moving without wisdom. And so I want to get this Sirach 41. Let's see. Or 44. Yeah, let me pull it up. Right, because we've been given power through our purpose, man. Our purpose is to preach Yahweh Yahweh Shai. Okay. And like I mentioned, man, I hope I can find that precept where the word that goes into, like, your purpose, man. All right. And this truth is our purpose. All right. Men been set up to be leaders of the nation of Israel. Okay, it says, this is a Sirach 44 and 1. It says, let us now praise famous men and our fathers that begot us. All right, because you have spiritual fathers which planted a seed within your mind to grow and to manifest and bring you unto who your true self is supposed to be, man. Who bring out who you actually are. All right, bring out the election within you, man. All right, bring out Yahweh Shai within you. Okay. Verse 2, it says, the Lord hath wrought us great joy by them through his power from the beginning. Okay. Through his power, through his great power from the beginning. All right. Verse 3, such did bear rule in their kingdoms, men renowned for their power, giving counsel by their understanding and declaring prophecies. Leaders of the people by their counsels, and learning met for the people, wise and eloquent in their instructions, right? Wise and eloquent in their instructions. Pretty much giving you the full, pure knowledge and truth, right? With the instructions, all right, the way. Such as found out musical tunes and recited recited verses in writing. I think that's what that's supposed to reject it. Is that a
recited?
Recited. Okay, yeah, it's kind of written weird, but yeah, rich men furnished with ability, living peaceably in their habitations. Okay, all these were honored in their generations and were the glory of their times. Okay, yeah, and they were honored in their generations, but now men are trying to bring on the tradition of shitting on the men of the Lord, right? Which, those men are back today, right? And they haven't received honor because Yahweh Shai hasn't received honor. All right, and that's when we're gonna receive that. Is once Yahweh Shai gets that crown, we're gonna receive it. So that goes into the importance of showing reverence unto the masters, man. Okay, right? Never outshine the master. You trying to outshine the men who taught you. Okay, come up against the doctrine. Okay, trying to make yourself appear more brilliant than they are, changing the name. All right, saying we don't have the name. Okay. All right. Never. It says never back in the first law and in this book. Right. I'm just using it as bringing it back home, as you could say. Right. Never take your position for granted, and never let any favors you receive go to your head. All right. Because a gift destroys the heart. Right. And some Israelite groups may or may not have taken the bag. That's between you and the Lord, man. But my spidey senses is kind of tingling. Do you have anything on that, bro?
I had a few presets, bro.
Okay. Kind. Yeah, go ahead. Go fire. I know.
Right.
Yeah, I know you had some. Kind.
Let me see real quick because you made a few heavy points. Let me find one just real quick. This is Sirach chapter 3 and verse 22. I'll start at verse 21. Matter of fact, I'll start at verse 19. Sirach 3 and 19.
You might as well read 18, bro.
Got it. Oh, yeah. Sirach 3 and 18, it says, the greater thou art, the more humble thyself, and thou shalt find favor before the Lord. Mm-hmm. Many are in a high place and of renown, but mysteries are revealed unto the meek. Right. And the point I wanted to get is in verse 22. It says, for the power of the Lord is great, and he is honored of the lowly. Seek not out things that are too hard for thee, neither search things that are above thy strength. All right. And that kind of goes into what we're talking about right now, not outshining the master. Right. Because when you try to outshine the master, really what you're saying is you should be the master. Right. That means you're equipped to handle that position, which you're not. But this is verse 22.
So like it, bro.
It says,
it made me think of the Kodak Black when he was like looking at that nigga, driving the boat. He was like, "Let me drive the boat." That's the spirit on these niggas, man.
Yep. They want to look good, all right, but they're not ready to handle the responsibility that comes with being in certain positions. That's the reality of it. But this is verse 22. It says, I'll start with verse 21 again. It says, seek not out the things that are too hard for thee, and search the things that are above thy strength. But what is commanded thee, think thereupon with reverence. Right? Let me read that part again. It says, but what is commanded thee, think thereupon with reverence. Right? And that's the point, because when you consider like any team sport, for example, right, football or basketball, there are particular positions, within the team that receive more glory than others. All right. Case in point, football, you have the quarterback, right? You have the quarterback, maybe the running back. Those are the ones that usually people usually know those players, right? Yep. The quarterback and the running back. But that doesn't take away the importance, of, the offensive line. All right. Even the special teams players, right? The kickers, the punters, right? All those individual positions are needful for the entire body to flourish. So imagine if you have, a D lineman, right, trying to outshine, the quarterback. Like, no, that's not what we need you to do. We need you to hold down the D line, and do your job. We don't need you to be, we don't need you to be the most known about player on the team. That defeats your purpose, which leads me into another precept that I had. I had a couple more, but they're really short. This is a Sirach chapter 39 and verse where was I at? Verse 21. Sirach 39 and 21. It says, a man need not to say, what is this? Wherefore is that? For he hath made all things for their uses. Right? So, as members of the body, we have all been brought into this truth for a specific use case, if you will. Right? There's something specific that we bring into the table, that Yahweh Shem Yahushai, wants us to do.
Yep.
And you had made a point you had made a point about basically, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but you had made a point about how your purpose basically like leads you to that power, and this is Sirach chapter 11 and verse 3, and it says the bee is little among such as fly, but her fruit is the chief of sweet things, right? And the reason I wanted to pull that is because when you consider a bee, for example, right? Um, a bee, a bee doing its job, right? A bee producing honey, right, is what makes it so powerful. Is what makes it so critical to the entire ecosystem. You see what I'm saying? But that's its purpose. That's what it was designed to do. If the bee didn't do that, it's powerless. It has no purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a fly. But even a fly, eats, shit.
Yeah.
Even a fly is doing his job. But if you're not fulfilling your purpose, you're literally your vanity. You're nothing. That's why it's so important to stay in your lane and stick to what Yahweh Shem Shai has commanded you to do. But I just wanted to get that, bro.
Yeah, because and that's a great point, and it's really foolish, like the similitude that you used, right? When you consider like a football team, and you look at like somebody else trying to play a different position than they were brought on the team to play, right? It
Right.
looks foolish because it makes it blatantly clear, right? The
Mm-hmm.
nigga that's snapping the ball, trying to fake, he trying to pump fake the snap, and you know run to the end zone. This looks like stupid. Like, nigga,
Right.
he put a couple juke moves in the back of the field, running, trying to reverse it looks retarded, And that's how
Right.
people but he doesn't think that, right? But everybody else is like, what the hell? You know?
Mm-hmm. That's that pride demon.
Yeah.
That pride demon is dangerous and it's destructive to the body.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. Yep. Um, and it made me think of this, man. It made me uh and I thought it was this precept, but I'm gonna have to do some more research and try to find that where it goes into like your purpose. Uh but this is First Timothy chapter 4 verse 14. It says, neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy, with the laying on the hands of the presbytery. Right, and the laying on the hands of the presbytery, talking about the church. All right. And it says, neglect not the gift which is in thee. Right. So you have a gift which is in thee, and it was given to you by prophecy. Right. The Lord ordained this gift to be within you. All right. And it says, with the laying on the hands by the presbytery. I want to get it in the NLT. All right. It says, do not neglect the spiritual gift you received through the prophecy spoken over you when the elders of the church laid their hands on you. Okay. So yeah, man, don't neglect that gift. All right. For brothers say, the Lord will use certain people in your life to say, you know what, you're really good at this. And I wish that, you inspired me to do this better. And I wish that, I had that gift, right? The Lord might, have an individual say certain things like that. Like, you do this really well. Wow. That was really good. You made that make sense. Right. The Lord will show you certain things like that. So it's important to take note of that and to be like, why did the Lord say that? That's taken, maybe that's a certain gift that you have, right? And it's been given to you, right? And it's for you to bring out and to use for the church, man. All right, to use as a way for the church to be edified. And that's a form um of charity, man. Using your gift, right? You might be a great speaker, right? Are you gonna fucking run for president? No. Make lessons, man. Make it make sense. Use your charisma to bring attention to yourself on the highways and byways and other brothers as well. You know, that's what that gift is for. Use it to edify the body. It ain't to exalt yourself, because you're gonna end up looking foolish. You know. So but yeah, with that, that's all I had, man. You know, if you had anything, you know, go ahead and bring it out and speak on it. But I think, you know, for the most part, the point was made.
Con, yeah, that was all I had. That was all I had.
Gone. You know, hey, Lord will, y'all are edified, man. You know, hopefully this will be an ongoing series. You know, I say that within every lesson. Like, you know, I guess we just got to do more work, right?
Yeah, that's
So,
right.
but you know, hey, with that, you know, I want to give all praise, honor, and infinite glory unto our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Hakwadash. All right, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. Shalom.